that some of you have heard before, but it's worth remembering because I'm standing, and I was on MSNBC every day, and the guy who was the anchor on day's side was Lester Holt, who now runs Nightly News. Now he's an Air Force brat, and he's about 6'2". He used to be 6'3", he's now only 6'2". And I used to be 6'2". And we're standing there all day long. There's a big sand table in front of us, and pointing down, and this is where the 3rd Division is and all the rest of that stuff. The guy who was running MSNBC at the time was brand new there, and he was from radio, so he really had not a very good idea how television's supposed to work. We go to a break, and he comes out and says, listen, this is not working out. So what do you mean it's not working out? He said, well, every time we can't get you and Lester in the same shot because he's so tall and you're kind of like a midget. And when we zoom in on you, we see your face and Lester's armpit. This is not good. This is a family show. When we zoom back to get both of you, we can get all of Lester. We can't see you at all. And so if you're talking, it's like it's a disembodied voice and Lester sounds like a ventriloquist. So you're going to have to stand on a box. Oh, stand on a box, okay? About 12 stagehands come out with a box. It's a union shop. About 12 stagehands come out. So one guy puts a box down, the other 11 guys sitting there smoking and joking, watching this. I get on top of the box. We come back from a break, and Lester says, well, what's going on? And I said, well, this is what's happening, and so on. This goes on for 8 minutes before we go to another break. This guy who was from radio really forgot to let the executive producer, the senior producer, technical production manager, all the other people inside the control room that I was standing on a box. Because at the end of this block, as we're going into a commercial, they have a bump shot where the camera pulls back to reveal my standing on a box. And then my phone is ringing off the hook. Calls from people who used to be friends of mine, leaving messages saying, holy cow, you're standing on a box. And the worst came from a buddy of mine named Tommy O'Grady, who was one of only 200 people drafted into the Marine Corps during the war in Vietnam, calling from Pompano Beach, Florida, leaving a message saying, do you know you're standing on a box? There's nothing more disconcerting than realizing that people you know really well, if you don't have enough sense to realize you're standing on a box. Now they put, about 5 or 6 years ago, they put a studio in my house. And so if I'm home, I put on a tie and a jacket and a shirt and no pants, and I sit there in front of the robotic camera, and doesn't matter what I'm wearing, or standing on a box or sitting down. So modern technology is such that you now shouldn't believe anything. I forget who it was who said, don't believe anything you hear and only half of what you see. And it's probably true today, more than it was when it was first uttered by whoever it was.